Welcome again to a new session where we're going to discuss about the business models. We've seen before this graph where we explained the different stages or elements in order to change or to emerge from an idea to an opportunity, going from the identification of the opportunity to identifying those resources needed for exploiting that opportunity and at the end developing a business plan. In this session, what we're going to discuss is about this middle stage of understanding and developing our business model. More precisely, this focuses on emerging from our value proposition, where we've already targeted the customer, we've identified the job to be done, and our offering that satisfies the problem and fulfills the need. And what we want to achieve is identify what are the key processes, the profit formula, and the key resources. The key processes include those rules, metrics, and norms that make the profitable delivery of the customer value proposition. On the other hand, the profit formula includes the revenue model, the cost structure, the margin model, and the resources velocity. And finally, the key resources can include different elements from people, technology and products, equipment, information, channels, partnerships, alliances, brand, etc. But what is really a business model? According to John McGrath, a business model is the story that explains how an enterprise works. And there are 9 components in order to explain this business model. The first component is the value proposition. As we already explained, the value proposition is our offering, our technology offering that fulfills some kind of need. On the other hand, we have the customer, which has some jobs to be done. And our value proposition correlates with these customer jobs. In addition to that, we also need to establish how are we going to interact with this customer? How are we going to establish a relationship? This is the customer relationships. On the other hand, we also need to understand or to analyze what are going to be the channels to deliver our value proposition to the customer. On the other side of the graph, we also see another element, which is the key activities and the key resources. We need to define what are the activities that we're going to develop ourselves and what resources are going to be needed in order to develop those activities. In addition, we also need to establish what are our key partners, because we don't have to exploit or develop all the resources ourselves, but we can have partnerships with other companies or organizations that are going to support our project. And that can be probably delivering parts of the value chain of our product. Once we've established that, we can also establish what is our cost structure based on our key resources and key activities, and also our revenue based on our cost structure and what we're going to get from the customer. In addition, based on that, we can also reflect on something. When we design a business model, we have different choices that can be regarding assets, policies, or governance. And depending on these choices, this is going to have consequences in our business model. Our business model can be more rigid or more flexible, depending on what choices do we make when defining the different elements or components of the business model. Thank you very much, and see you in the next session.